Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podcast, which I have yet to name after 19 episodes or whatnot. As you'll notice, you're not seeing me move on the screen and shit. I already cussed. It's 13 seconds in. I already threw one cuss word. Dang it. Anyways, you're not seeing me on screen because I'm not recording this. I'm trying to find a way to Oh, by the way, Ruben's here. Say hi, Ruben.
You are recording this. You're not recording video.
I'm not recording video. And I think I'm trying to find a way to record video without dropping more money on camera equipment. I want to get a DSLR, so maybe we'll talk about that. I wanted to get a DSLR primarily because I want to get back into photography. I haven't done it in a long time, and so I want to do it again because I'm kind of interested in it. But the reality is, like, it's a nicer thought than the reality of it because I don't have the time. And I can't, like, I don't have the time to edit photos either.
You should get into photography.
Why is that?
Then we could be those dudes who are like, "Oh, hey, hot ass chick, we're photographers. You want to
be that guy? You want to be that guy in those pictures where you just see the hand of the dude and he's doing inappropriate shit? Like, again, fucking a minute later, dropped another. I dropped another one. I know, whatever. Screw this. I'm gonna try to limit myself. You're gonna be that dude with the hand that just reaching randomly and like a boob or like ass, or I've seen dudes like giving girls like prostate exams with their hands in their pictures. That's a new style now, apparently. And there's one guy that's really famous for it because I think he's got a Naruto sleeve or something. He's got a whole bunch of those eyes, like black. He's got blue eyes and things like black ink around them. I don't know what it is. I think it's like an anime tattoo.
Probably.
But is that a thing in Naruto? Like black eyes or blue eyes or something?
The red ones.
Not the red ones. I know the red ones. They got those weird balls in them.
Yeah.
I want to watch Naruto, but I can't commit to it.
Dude, that's too many episodes.
It's so much. Okay, so anyways, that's when I wanted to get a DSLR. Back to the original point, but
to take pictures of hot girls.
Well, we primarily record. Dogs are barking. Primarily record like the visual for this.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the DSLRs have an issue where they only run for like 12 minutes. My dogs are barking, and I think the mice might pick that up. Emma, calm down, little one. The little one. Here, keep talking. You talk about video.
What would I talk about video?
I don't know. Talk about how you think it's awesome.
Video is cool. Yeah, I guess. I assume you're going to say that DSLRs can't go for more than 20 minutes. Well, they're not meant to go for more than 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's a software issue. I think Canon and all these other... I think Nikon actually has an even smaller number. I think you can only film like for 7 minutes. And I think it's a software lock where they make it that way. So I think it's for many reasons. Most of which I'll admit I don't understand.
Screw it, dude. Just get 5 iPhones. Everybody's doing everything on their iPhones.
Dude, I can't.
Get
iPhones
7
suck.
iPhones.
iPhones suck because they're limited to data. You can't even put an SD card in there.
Get 32 iPhones and just film everything.
Do you think I'm made out of money all of a sudden?
Yeah.
I'm like that Scrooge McDuck just swimming in
Swimming
coins of money. No, so I wanted to get a DSLR because I like the idea of the duality of it. I could take photos and I can film.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is, like with that 12-minute lock situation, I'm screwed again. That's the problem with the Sony I have. The Sony that I film everything with, the vlogs, the except for the workout footage on my Instagram, but everything else that you see on film and on this channel, on the fitness channel, it's filmed on that camera, and it's an awesome camera. It's amazing in low light. But the problem is that it, once again, locks at 20 minutes. And I think these companies want you to differentiate between photos and video. You either get a photo camera or a video camera.
Yeah.
And they don't want something that is both, even though it can do both. Because I can get a GoPro and attach an SD card with the same amount of memory, the same capacity, same writing speed, the whole thing, and it can record for large blocks of time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only a software issue. But without fucking ranting about it, another cuss word at. 3 minutes in now. I'm doing good. I'm spreading these out. So I don't want to have to buy more GoPros. And I like GoPros. The problem with GoPros is that they have that fisheye, even at different.
Get that Rainbow Six fisheye.
Yeah, it's almost that bad. And so I don't want that fisheye look for a podcast. No. It's great if we're like, if you and I go do like super happy fun time adventure thing and we're wearing we're wearing GoPros because it's something involving activity or whatever, then it's awesome. But if it's like for you and I filming here, watching somebody for a long period of time with that fisheye is a little weird.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at different options.
Well, just like that movie they filmed that's like supposed to be in first person.
That's
and it's filmed.
Fish-eyed.
It's filmed with like GoPros. I'm like, we're human people. We don't have that depth of. We don't have that perspective. We don't see like fish eyes. Therefore, the name. Fish eye. So
I don't like it. So it's not where I want to be right now, and I don't want to drop money on a camcorder because to be quite frank with you guys, the Sony RX100, which is what I'm currently using for the vlogs and everything else, works perfect for video in the fashion that I use it everything but for podcasting. Mm-hmm. Like everything but podcasting, it works perfect for. It's handy. I can carry it around with me. It doesn't take up a lot of space. We could throw it on dashboards when we're taking these road trips, and it works perfectly fine. And because we're only shooting for small, like little clips, it works perfectly fine. But you know, the reality is that for longer than 12 minutes, which a podcast usually is, our podcasts are usually at least 30 to an hour, at least. Yeah. And so for that, I can't justify the money considering the views and the activity on my videos.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it's at. I think until the near future, I think it might be video less, unless you guys love the video portion and need the video, and I guess you can post down below if you need the video. But
I almost feel like it's better without the video, because if you're watching this like at work and you have it on YouTube and it's just like a blank screen or random pictures, I feel like that's almost better. You can get away with that more.
I mean,
than if you're seeing two guys on a couch.
I guess I wouldn't know because I don't know what people do at work. But I will say that I don't think it matters either way. I think sometimes you want to see something because we're visual people. This wall looks so plain with no stuff on it. Anyways, but no CD kicking in. But
so you remember when we painted this wall?
Yeah,
green, shirtless.
One of the first times.
Sweaty.
Like it was a scene from what's that movie where girls are washing cars on like in bathing suits, and the guy's in the car and he's trapped because he's trying to be faithful to his wife.
Oh,
what is that? What am I thinking of?
I have never seen that movie.
Oh, I can't remember what it is. Anyways, I think Simpsons did it too because they're making fun of it. But I just can't justify it. So I think unless you guys really want the video, I'll figure out a way to do it. But at this point, the only way to do it without going out and buying cameras and spending a couple $100s on cameras would be to have a multi-camera setup, which is going to even add even more time to the editing, and it's going to be a little bit of a pain. So, and that's another reason why on the bottom I always put a link to that site that I don't know how legal it is, by the way, that you can just take the URL of this video, plug it into that website, and then just download it in audio format. I don't know how legal that website is. Clear your cookies. And so at the end, you could just download it and just take it with you in an audio format. The only thing I ask is that give me a thumbs up or put a comment down below. Not because I'm thirsty for likes or anything, but because I need to know as like a content creator what you guys like and don't like. And I think for a small channels like mine, it's hard to know what people like.
Yeah.
It's hard to know what to make more of because you don't hear back from people a lot. Mm-hmm.
Also, if you use that website, turn your location off.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, that's the update on the video. That was, I was going to say 48 minutes, but not 44 seconds. 8 minutes and 45 seconds of just straight talking about audio-visual issues.
Yeah, man, good info. Like, turn your location off. That's good info.
Yeah.
Just like when I visit all those really good sites I go to, you know, those ones that I look at for research purposes.
For straight scientific purposes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gotta make sure nothing's changed.
I like to be real thorough with my scientific research. When I bring up something, I gotta make sure it's correct. I gotta spend at least a good 15, 20 minutes at least worth of research.
Wow, that's dedication. I don't even spend that much.
I gotta go deep, man.
I'm like 12 minutes.
I gotta go deep. I gotta do some research on different
12 minutes
things.
Most. Has to be HD too. I can't do that 480p.
No, it gotta be
720 or higher, man.
720 that's your breaking point.
Yeah,
720. I hear you.
I can't look at grainy.
You never go back to 1970s research and look at their
It's on a film projector. It looks like my dad took sex ed class on. Just slides.
It's
and
like
shit.
they're using those cameras where like the guy has a shoulder piece and he's got a whole like mechanism.
Yeah, there's a whole reel on there. And no, not
yeah. So I guess that brings me to like the secondary topic of this podcast, and maybe that's what we'll start off with, only because it's going to be a smaller topic. I want to talk about why I haven't been putting out content for a while, and probably we should talk about why you haven't been putting out content for a while, because I don't even know if I should be linking your YouTube channel below.
You can.
I will, but I'm like, yeah.
I've got more subs now than.
Yeah, you're getting subs like right now. And you know what? This is my point exactly, man. Like you're at 620, I think you looked at it.
630.
Oh, Alex, my apologies. You're like offended. I'm
insulted.
And shit. You're at 630, and you haven't put out a video in a long ass time, probably longer than I have. And
I think the last one was December, maybe.
Jeez, and you are slowly getting subs, and that's my point exactly. Like as a content creator, we don't know why you subbed, and we don't know when you subbed, and we don't know why you subbed in the first place, and so. It's always good to get feedback, whether it's a thumbs up, whether it's thumbs up are harder to check if it's older videos that brought you to us, I suppose. But comments help a lot, or like hell, throw an email or a private message or whatever like that.
Throw a comment or something.
Yeah, because it's hard to know. Like you're getting subs left and right. You're at 630. My apologies. And
I'll make you a deal right now. If you subscribe and you're not a subscriber, subscribe and send me an email, and I'll give you the link to a super secret video that can never see the light of day.
No kidding. That would be a good way. You just got to promote that, because some of those old videos, those are like original OG videos on your channel, are dark but yet funny.
Asperger is the best one.
Asperger. Do I talk to Mike about Asperger just today? We were laughing about that. But anyways, no, Asperger is not the funniest. Any Audi's a funniest, and I can't believe you do not show that to people.
That's a secret video.
I went through old videos on the other day just listening to that shit. We were retarded. Ooh, cuss word again at 11 minutes. Oh, I'm getting better. So back to my point. So are you planning on uploading, doing anything? You planning on? I should have got the super long cable so I could have literally walked to the other side of this place and gotten some. I don't know, made a smoothie or something.
Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you haven't put out a video in almost a year. I put out a video, I think, 2 months ago. But I think the main reason why I haven't done it is that, to be honest, I'm just a little burnt out. Like, there came a point where I was trying to increase subscribers or attention or whatever. And I was putting out, like, almost a video a day, Monday through Friday. And when I work a full-time plus job, because it's plus, not just full-time. And then in addition to that, like, training, like when I'm training, that takes up hours of my day. In addition to that, like spending time filming video, because and I'm talking about more about the fitness channel. This channel right here is even more time consuming and laborious. For working out, and then in addition to that, filming videos, and then in addition to that, editing videos, and then preparing the videos, uploading them, tagging them, putting them on whatever, making thumbnails for Instagram, like. And then at some point I had 2 channels. Then I started the fitness one, and then I had the fitness one, and then I started the personal one. And it was so much content, and I was spending, like, dude, I don't know how I did it. Like, I was editing videos, and my videos aren't like douchebag YouTubers who are like, hey, here's what I ate today.
Yeah, this is a piece of food. Yeah, lift some weight.
I'm going to go work out. Hey, guys, I'm going to go shopping for new shoes. Hey, guys, I'm going to go show you guys what I do later on today by, I found
this new protein bar. I'm going to try it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
It tastes like chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's go. See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Throw a like down below, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, you don't even watch those channels. And so
no, that's how everybody is.
And so like mine are like way more laborious when it comes to editing. Like I still remember one of my most laborious editing videos was that it's called Intensity. I think it's one of the videos during the Candido's powerlifting program. I think it's like one of the first 5 videos. That video took me like nearly 4 or 5 hours to edit, and it's like a 3-minute video. Dude, that thing almost broke my computer in rendering. Like, it's a little bit choppy still, too. Like, it's not like I gotta show you the video because there is so much editing in that video. Like, I had to tone it back from that video. But back to my point. So I was spending so much time editing and creating content that I got a little burned out. And my videos take a long time. Like, I I average, I think, at least an hour a minute on my edits. And that even includes our traveling vlogs, our super happy fun time vlogs, like at least an hour a minute. So I got burned out. Plus, in addition to working, training, editing, filming, like I still have like normal like a life I got to try to maintain. You know what I mean? Going out and having some sort of fun or going out and you know, I still like prep my meals and you know, do all the stuff I got to do for like in regular life, like spend time with my dogs and do stuff like that. So I just got burned out and I just needed a break. And like I talked about in one of the previous, the Real Talk podcast I had with you about my fitness channel, like there is going to be a point where I stop uploading to the fitness channel. There's one series of videos I want to do and I want to do them, but I know they're going to be a beast to tackle. They're going to be like a beast to film and coordinate, and then a beast to edit and upload. So I've been trying to gather strength to do these.
Yeah, well, probably now is the best time to do it, man. It's summer.
Yeah, I will. I'll get them done. I know I need to get all my data together. I need to get a really well formulated plan, and it's gonna be like my coup de grace, my like fucking what are we at? 16 minutes in, yeah. Another 3 minutes over. So it's gonna be like my coup de grace. It's gonna be like my most badass. Is badass a cuss word? Nah.
Badass, no.
It's going to be my most badass video series, I think, on Motivated Results.
You're going to be shirtless the whole time?
Maybe, if I can lose some weight before then. So that's kind of what I've been prepping for. And then as far as like the personal channel, I want to get back to doing podcasts, at least like one upload a week. I want to get back to at least, dude, one a week is not bad. We can talk. Dude, I talk to you every freaking day. We can get one 30-minute podcast a week. Yeah, we can. If we can do 19 hours of Castle Crashers, we can do 30 minutes of freaking podcast. In fact, what we need to do is just throw up Castle Crashers, find a way to hook up these mics. So
we need mic stands.
Yeah, we do. And I want one of those arms like on podcasts. But anyways, we can just play Castle Crashers for like 2 hours and podcast for like 30 of those minutes. So what are you complaining about? So anyways, that's kind of why I haven't done a podcast in a while. Or any upload in a while. So the goal is to bring back podcasts. And right now it's hotter than Satan's taint. And so, is any of those cuss words? No, right now.
Satan or taint? No.
Okay, good. So we haven't done any super happy fun time adventure days because it's just hot, man. Like, and plus, some of you that follow me on Instagram see me work out and I don't think you notice that it's like 114 when I'm working out. So there's times where my camera either dies in battery because the heat kills the battery, or my phone's like overheating, I need to cool down. And so my Sony RX100 has horrible overheating issues. I can't have it out there for long because it gets a little temperature thing. And then when it gets that little temperature there, shortly afterwards, it's like shutting down. I don't care what you're doing. I'm shutting down. You could be talking to Jesus and I'm shutting down right now. It doesn't care. So it's hard to film stuff right now. I think in winter we'll do a lot more. Like we'll do more traveling stuff. Yeah. We'll do more another vlog. Maybe we should go visit Boski again, see what he's doing. Even though he don't take us to funny places, cool places.
Maybe he'll take us to the beach or somewhere.
He's been salty about that ever since. So that's the plan. So I hope we get more content up. There's been a super happy fun time thing I've been wanting to do, and maybe we can actually do it in this green room. Now that I think about it. I'm hesitant though.
What is it?
Oh, I'll.
No, is it the watermelon thing?
No, but that's badass.
We gotta do the watermelon thing,
dude. If we do the watermelon thing, outside. Yeah, I was gonna say outside because if we do it in here, dude, I'm putting paper on the walls. I'm lining the floors because I don't want to scrub walls. I'm not scrubbing walls.
We could do it in here if we put plastic down.
You'd have to.
That would be a good video right there. Us going to Home Depot and just buying shit ton of plastic.
So what? People were like, these guys are going to wrap up dead bodies.
I'm like, so I need like a lot of plastic. Also, a good hand saw to cut through bone. I'm just saying.
Just give me an example.
And I need a bunch of rubber bands. You have rubber bands here? Or is there like a store just for rubber bands? Do you have any acids that can cut through flesh?
Right. Just disintegrate it. Just leave no traces.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That watermelon thing is freaking genius. Yeah, that'd be a good one. But yeah, so I think that's the future of the channel, and I think, you know, uploads will slow down. I have some other things going on. I think that will maybe affect uploads, but that's like future sense, like way in the future. So I'm not worried about it.
We should also put rubber bands on other random fruit.
Like here's this peach.
Yeah,
it just rips through it.
Here's this banana.
Yeah, so we'll have to do that. But anyways, I think that's enough. Dude, you were complaining about this. We got nearly 20 minutes of just an update, and what did we do for 20 minutes?
Circle jerk.
I guess. All right, back to the podcast. So now is the start of the thingamabob, the real podcast, the real topic. So I just want to do a quick topic about shows we're watching, shows you should be watching, shows that I'm insulted if you have not seen, and yeah. So let's just start off with the heavy hitter. Let's start off with Game of Thrones. So I got you into Game of Thrones. You were like originally never watched it. You were like, it's not that good. And I was like, dude, you got to watch it. And you binge watched like all of them to catch up. You literally caught up to all 6 seasons by the airing of the last episode of the 6th season.
The weekend of, I watched I was at the last episode. I caught up. So I was ready for the finale.
So what are your thoughts on it? Because in the beginning, like you were like, this guy sucks. And then towards the end, you're like, no, that guy's badass. Like you kept changing your mind. I think that's the good thing about a Game of Thrones is that you see 2 sides of the coin. And it makes you realize that like real life is very similar to that, where it's not always black and white. There isn't always a good or a bad. Like on Lord of the Rings, you know that big demonic eye thing is probably a bad guy, right? You're not questioning that.
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. And so on this one, there's not like a clear-cut bad guy like that. Like in Star Wars, you know that Darth Sidious is like pretty freaking evil. And on this one, it's like...
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty evil. I think that the prequels made him seem pretty evil. But anyways, but in Game of Thrones, it's not like that. Like it's a lot of people with different intentions and different actions that make other people act differently and make them react maybe not in the greatest light, and then it just kind of keeps bombarding, starting from poor Ned Stark.
I did not like Ned Stark.
I love Ned Stark, man. I think he's like I love that honor bound shit. Like
no,
like the problem is I said like a million times now.
That everything around him was passing him by, and he was like, "No, I gotta stick to my old ways." And I'm like, and everybody was like, "You cannot do that. Like that's cool. Like we like that about you."
What old ways?
Like his old honor ways, like he's being so honorable, and that he wanted to be the nice guy all the time. They're like, you can't do that. You need to play the bad guy sometimes. He never wanted to.
Yeah, and the honor is really what fucked him over at the end. Yeah. Ooh, here we go. 22 minutes.
What's his name told him? Who told him?
Varys
told him.
Or Littlefinger?
Littlefinger told him too. They're like, King Richard's gonna die. You can be king. You need to go. What they say?
I think it was Varys. Yeah.
Kill the Xerxes.
Well, I think he wanted to imprison her or whatever.
Yeah, but and they were like, "Do it now, and you will be king. I think everything will be good."
I think that's the problem with society, though. Like everybody fucking now. Ooh, damn it! Everybody loves these, like, for lack of a better word, these like asshole people, or like these people that are willing to, for lack of a better other word, fuck over other people for the sake of getting their way. And for me, it's just like, that's what I liked about Ned. He had morals, he had conviction, he had honor to his name. And I know you're fucking sighing, you're sighing now, but at the same time, it's like, that's what society is lacking now.
But they were like, that's cool, you do that, but you need to do it to her before she does it to you, because she's going to do it to you, and it's going to be 10 times worse.
Yeah, well, I think that
was her point, and he was like, "No, it'll be fine."
Yeah, well, I think he underestimated Cersei, and a little bit of me is so disappointed that Barristan Selmy guy read the letter from the king, realized that it was his stamp or whatever, which I've never understood that. Like, even in our olden times, when like the stamp was like your signature, but I'm like, a stamp is easier to reproduce than like a signature.
Well, I guess back then they didn't have the materials to make everybody make a stamp. So
no, I think that the lords had stamps.
Well, yeah, but you can't make the stamp.
Oh, part. You mean them to recreate?
Yeah, the brand of it.
Yeah. So I was a little disappointed that we should have taken this. We should have made a podcast only about Game of Thrones and taken it season by season. But I'm disappointed that Barristan Selmy didn't stand up to Cersei. She like took the letter and ripped it or whatever.
That was some bullshit. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was like, you should be.
That's not how that shit works.
Yeah, so I was like, whatever. But I think overall, it's a really, really good show, and I think there's real repercussions, unlike some other shows. Like if you look at Star Wars, like I never had an inkling that Luke was gonna die.
No,
like I never was like, yeah, Luke's gonna die. Okay, another better example of it is The Hobbit. That little dude who had no fighting ability, that was like the biggest delta, not even alpha, beta, he's like the delta guy.
Yeah.
And he didn't even like, I didn't have an inkling he was gonna lose at any given point.
Yeah, no, Hobbit. I didn't like the Hobbit movies are okay. They're good.
Hobbit movies are beautiful. Like the worlds that they build,
they're pretty good.
The infrastructure of like the elves with the guys who make stuff. What are those guys?
Dwarves.
The dwarves and like the humans. Like it's a beautiful world. The magic that coats the whole thing, but it is like a very old school like story type where it's like the character is like the epitome of a good guy, and he's traveling and he's gonna reach his goal and beat everything, and against all odds he's gonna win. And it's a very typical, or is it trope? I think is the word. It's a very typical trope and look at how to write a fantasy story. But Game of Thrones is like that. J.J.R. Martin guy's like, no, you like that guy? All right, let me find a way to kill him because he's not part of the game at the end. So that I think the show is good. I almost want to read the books, but once again, I don't have time. Maybe audiobooks. I should do the audiobooks.
I was so glad they killed what's his name? This other son.
Which one?
The one that died at the Red Wedding.
You don't like him? Why don't you like
him. Didn't like the mom. I barely like Sansa.
I don't like Sansa. I think out of all the kids, Sansa's the one I like the least.
I don't like...
She's too spoiled brat, and now she's like...
The dumb one that didn't zig and zag when Bolton let him go. That dude was just the dumbest child I've ever met in my life. The one...
I hope he's doing better in the book, because he's like... He was such a like waste in the show. Like, they could have literally written him out.
Yeah.
And the only thing he was good for was that he didn't zig and zag. Like, the best thing you're known for is the thing that... It's like a shitty thing.
Who else? All the Stark children I wasn't super crazy about. I'm not super crazy about them. Jon Snow towards the end, I was like, okay. I don't hate this.
I can't remember the guy who got killed at the Red Wedding.
John. It's not John. It's
Ben?
No. Whatever his name is.
I associated with him a lot, I think, in many ways. I felt bad for him. And I could have, like, I understood, like, he was in love with a chick who wasn't like who wasn't just a nurse, a noble. Apparently. She wasn't a noble born, but he like really was into her, you know. Just like I felt for Tyrion so much when
Tyrion's my favorite. And
Tyrion,
I like
Tyrion's one of the best.
I liked all his story because it showed because most of the show is like, oh yeah, it's about the kings and the queens, but it doesn't really show you too much of the infrastructure of like what happens, and it showed Tyrion doing like day-to-day shit. He's like, this shit doesn't just run itself, guys. Yeah. Like, you think that trash over there gets fucking thrown out to the ocean just by itself? No, it does not. So I was like, Tyrion's really cool. Because, yeah, it showed all the infrastructure of everything, and I like that. But it was just stupid when his dad came back and was like, no, I can do it better. Like, dude, you're like 100 years old. You cannot do it better.
Well, the dad was always so like commanding in the way he ran things. I don't know how he did it. I mean, I don't know whether he did better or not, but I think I just felt bad because, first of all, you hear that story about his first wife that the dad paid money, and she said, he told the first wife, I think.
Yeah.
Every one of my guards you sleep with, I'll give you a thing of silver. And she like had so many coins towards the end that she couldn't hold them all.
Yeah.
And that was fucked up for him to do to Tyrion. And 20 minutes. And I think that was pretty messed up. But then for him to mess around with Shay, that was literally like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, you could hear that dude's just snapping, and then he goes and chokes her out. And then kills the dad in the toilet.
Technically, she told him, she goes, come away with me and we'll fucking live our lives over here. And he was like, no, I can't because I need this. I like this drama.
Yeah, but I don't. But you think that was the first time they'd hooked up? I think it's been going on for a long time.
No, that was the first time.
No, screw you.
First time.
That was not the first time. They had been going at it for a while.
That was the first time.
I call bullshit.
Nope, first time.
She was in his like bed or whatever, like right? Or she wasn't in Tyrion's bed. She was in the king's or the dad's bed.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that was the first time. Because I'm pretty sure she really did love that dude.
I don't think so. Well,
that's dark. You just have a dark outlook on it.
I'm like, do you think she loved him? Let's think.
Yeah, she did love him. Because why would she be like, oh, come away with me?
But if you love somebody, you don't sleep with the fucking dad.
Because he was like, oh, you're a fucking whore. Get out of here.
Who said that?
Tyrion said that.
I don't remember that part. I guess I gotta rewatch it.
Or Tyrion, yeah.
I don't know if Shay was in love with him.
Or he was supposed to marry Stanza. Did he marry her?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he married her. He was like, she was like, oh, he was like, oh, you got to leave because I got to be with her or whatever. She's like, no, I don't want to leave you. He's like, yo, you're just a whore. You're nothing to me, blah, blah, blah.
So do you think that was her way of reacting to what he said?
Yeah.
To be just like, well, no, I'm like when girls break up with you and they're like, no, I'm going to hook up with your brother now or your friend.
Just like that. Yeah, that's what it was.
I guess.
Because like I said, she was like, oh, well, you love me, I love you, so let's go away. And he was like, no, I can't get away from this stuff. I need this stuff.
Well, in the long run, though, that was a real bad decision considering how that's like how the last... but see, that's the problem. She knew that his last wife did the same thing and she still went out and did it.
Because she knew that was going to...
Piss him off?
Piss him off.
Yeah, well, then she got what she deserved.
Yeah, she did. Stupid whore.
So, yeah, I felt bad for Tyrion. And I like his relationship with Dany or Denise... or not Denise, what is it?
Dany.
I'm thinking of her
Dude, that's
Dothraki name.
Yeah.
Khaleesi. Yeah, I like his relationship with her. Although I feel like he's starting to like her, but knows he can't have her kind of thing. And she's like, okay, so you know how in Pokemon, there's gym leaders and they award badges? And her pin would be like a friend zone pin. And she just gives those out left and right. Unless you're some Brolic mercenary guy that just comes in and just slings dick.
Once you had Aquaman, who's gonna do anything else?
That's true, man. Once you have Aquaman,
Did you see Aquaman on there?
Yeah, he was like a savage. He was like Kangas Khan re-envisioned.
Yeah, it was.
He was just literally laying.
That was such a waste, man. Kill him off in the first season. Spoilers like a motherfucker right there.
Oh yeah, the whole thing's gonna be spoilers. I think, freak it, dude. I think we're just gonna have to talk about Game of Thrones the whole time. I think that. I think that was the biggest change, like in the beginning for me, was like in the beginning you felt bad for Daenerys because Daenerys, is that what it is? Daenerys, right? You felt bad for her because in the beginning it almost seemed like a rape scene. And then towards the end she was like, nah, she's like, I'm stuck where I'm at right now. She's like, I'm going to make the best of it and I'm going to be the best damn Khalasar wife that I can be. And she just starts learning how to take that meat flute, that meat stick.
She was playing that. I
missed that joke very badly.
She was playing that meat flute like no other.
She was getting it down, man. And I was like, dang, that's a girl that got the bad card and she just took the best part of that card and made her own.
Hey man, she loved that dude.
Yeah, and in the end she ended up loving the guy. Like in the end she wanted to like kill everybody for her husband.
I'm still salty about that. I'm like, really?
Yeah, man, Khal Drogo. You end up liking Khal Drogo a lot.
Got rid of Khal Drogo, and then we put Khal Drogo in Aquaman.
See, at first you hated that actor guy. You hated Khal Drogo. You're like, who's
dude,
this?
I didn't know how long that dude has been playing that character.
This guy's a loser. And then you were like, oh, he's in Stargate Atlantis too. He's like, all right, he's starting to get a little bit more legitimate. And now you're like, okay, I maybe consider him as the Aquaman guy.
Oh no, I don't consider him as Aquaman guy. I just call him Aquaman because he is Aquaman.
Well, I think he's like that Hook version, the Hook hand version one. That's like Savage Aquaman. Aquaman's never not been blonde, but whatever. Who cares? You gotta.
We'll see how that goes.
You got a speedster that looks like he's like 17, but yet Batman's like 99. What are you bitching about? The whole DC universe.
That's gonna be the next podcast.
How the DC universe is not very good, and how everybody wishes it was.
The clusterfuck that is DC right now.
Yeah, I would love to talk about that first movie because I will say it's not good.
And all the DC fanboys are like, oh, it was such great. Didn't you see the vision of our Lord and Savior? What's his name? Scott Snyder.
My biggest issue with Batman is this, dude. I look at Batman, and this is as far as I want to go on this topic because we need to get back on Game of Thrones. This is as far as I will go to this topic, okay? I look at Batman, and now, in order to date this podcast a bit, I just saw clips of the new, is it Justice League? Is that what it's going to be called?
The new movie, yeah.
The previews for it. And I see his interactions with the other people of the Justice League. I see his interactions with Aquaman in a small clip, mostly via Instagram because I don't follow it that much. And I saw his interactions with the Flash, and he doesn't personify to me what defines Batman.
No, he doesn't talk to him. He just goes up to him and straight starts talking shit to him.
No, I don't agree with that either. I think I saw his interaction with the Flash, and to me, he looks scared. And to me, like, the fact that he caught the batarang, I think, like, he looked like he was scared because he hadn't come across it. But even in early Batman the Animated Series, he, although wasn't comfortable, and you would see him actually get beat up in that series, like the first season, he was never, like, scared. He knows that he has to put a poker face on, and he can't come off, like, intimidated or scared because he is, quite frankly, the weakest guy in the team. Yeah. And I saw his interaction with the Flash, except for Aquaman, which is hilarious because Aquaman, he actually looked like he was trying to get hard with him. But I'm like, that's the worst guy to get hard with. Yeah. Because that guy's almost as strong as Superman. Yeah. But his interaction with the Flash to me seemed like he was scared. And it made it even worse that the Flash that they picked, it's like this hipster kind of emo looking kid. Yeah. And he looks scared, like his face looks scared. And the moment I see that from a Batman, because I grew up with the animated series, I grew up with the Justice League, which the Justice League Batman in comparison to the animated series Batman is almost like the stark difference between a Jose Aldo and a fucking, what's his name? Conor McGregor, where he was supremely confident in the Justice League. Like in the Justice League, you felt like that guy had no worries. Mm-hmm. Like he had a backup plan for everything. Mm-hmm. He was a little too extreme in that version, but even in the animated series, like he was taking on giant bat things and gigantic balls of clay that could turn into like crazy stuff, and human or truck size looking alligator guys. It's amazing what the character is supposed to be able to do. And when I see him interacting with the Flash and coming off kind of scared, when I see Ben Affleck, I don't see Bruce Wayne. And especially don't see Batman. I just don't see it. And that's my biggest problem with Ben Affleck.
Well, I thought because in the trailer, watch the trailer if you don't know what we're talking about. But when he throws a batarang and then the Flash moves, I thought Batman would do is he would throw another one and hit him. Because he'd be like, I don't give a fuck if you're fast. I'm still better than you. Which he did not. He just threw one at him and just sat there looking at him. He was like, oh.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think, but that's the problem. I think you're thinking of Justice League Batman that already would have, because he saw the clip of him, right? Yeah. From the first movie, and he would have already done the research and been prepared for this guy to come across this guy. And that's what you're thinking of. You're thinking of Justice League Batman. And to me, this
Justice League movie needs to be Justice League Batman.
Well, no. Well, I think the comics now is the equivalent of Justice League Batman, where he's prepared for everything. But I think that he is underprepared. But not just that. I think he is supposed to be the incarnation of that old Batman comic book. What is it called?
Dark Knight.
He's supposed to be the incarnation of the Dark Knight, and that's why the first movie looked the way it did, right? Their fight or whatever. He's supposed to be the incarnation of old Batman, but at the same time, he doesn't have the experience of pre-year one Batman. Well, he doesn't have the confidence of pre-year one Batman.
He should, because if you're giving us Dark Knight Batman, that means everything that he's done, all that stuff before, and even stuff he said in Batman.
I said it from the beginning.
I'm like, oh, okay, so all this stuff has happened. Everything that I've thought have happened in Batman comics and other movies have happened already. So we're moving past all that.
Well, I don't think that's the case. I think they drew upon that reference point, but I don't think it's. Movies are weird because they're not exactly from any sort of point of it. It's like its own thing.
So what the fuck was he doing for 20 years in Gotham?
I don't know, man.
Jerking off?
I don't know. I don't know the way they want to explain this universe. Like they picked like a future Batman to be in like a middle grade, like not middle grade, but like timeline wise, they picked a future Batman to be in like a middle movie because he's got gray hair. Right? Yeah. He's got gray hair, so he's not a young Batman.
No, he's not.
So they picked an old Batman to be like if you look at a timeline, right? And 1 to 5, and they picked a number 5 age Batman to be in a number 3 timeline where the Justice League gets together. They're doing a whole bunch of weird things. And look, the only reason I have any opinion about this is because I grew up with the animated series Batman. I know some of you hardcore guys are gonna like talk shit or whatever. That's what the comments are below. Use that. I grew up with the animated series. It's one of my most beloved cartoons as a kid, not including like some of the hardcore anime that I used to watch. And that to me is the definitive Batman, whether it's the animated series or the Justice League that I watched slightly less than the animated series. And to me, and quite frankly, I pretty easily probably will say this, Batman's probably my favorite comic book character, whether it's DC or Marvel. And I think what they're doing with it, I'm not like, because he's my favorite, I'm not okay with. Like, I know Boski, he loves this stuff. And I'm like, I don't agree, man. I don't think this is a good Batman. I said it from the beginning. I don't see Ben Affleck, and I don't see like what I would define a Bruce Wayne as. And I think, first of all, that fucking first Batman movie, he was way too strong. He's like putting through 2 walls. But anyways, I think I look at Ben Affleck. I don't see Batman. I don't see Bruce Wayne. And I think he's too old. I don't think he has the right look. And he doesn't have to be... It's really funny because season 1 of the animated series, he was like a plain-looking guy, normal-looking guy. Yeah. Season 2, he became like this like alpha, brolic, good-looking model guy. And same thing with the Justice League. And I think I don't see that in Ben Affleck.
Yeah, well, I think season 1 of the animated series is supposed to be like year 2. He's in Gotham.
Like, I think I don't. Maybe that's what it is. I don't see Ben Affleck as edgy enough. Give me the Bourne guy. I'll take that guy as Batman better. He's a lot more edgier than Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, I know he's not that old, but giving him the gray hair in that scene where he's cuddling that girl in the in the first movie. Or no, yeah, the first movie where the Superman's fighting Zod and the building's coming down, the smoke's everywhere. Like that looked like too old of a Batman.
Yeah.
So that's my gripe with it. That's probably as far as I want to go with it because we probably spent 10, 15 minutes just talking about this now. But I'm not a big fan of this universe, and I don't think it's as good as people want it to be. That's the key point there. I think people want it to be good, and quite frankly, I want it to be good too. I think the most pleasant surprise for me is that what's that girl's name?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. The girl that plays Wonder Woman is actually surprisingly good. And I'll take my previous comments about her not being good in the role. I think she stole the movie for me, the first one. Mm-hmm. And I think she packed on some muscle. I'd like to see her maybe pack on a little bit more muscle for the next movie or whatever. But she did a good job. I was surprised at how good she did. She was cocky. She was like aggressive in the way she was fighting.
That's how Wonder Woman needs to be.
Yeah, exactly.
She was like, hey, that's a big thing. I'm going to go fuck with it.
Yeah, she was very aggressive. She probably stole the movie for me. And I want DC to do good, and I think they're going to get some turnaround when Suicide Squad comes out because I think that actually is going to be good.
It's Jason Todd, man.
I think... No, he said... The director already said it's not.
Fuck him. It's Jason Todd.
I think that's going to be good. And I really do hope it's really good. I'm just not confident that the Justice League... That's been my least favorite Robin. Tim Drake has been my least favorite. Yeah.
He's the one that's most like... Batman.
Yeah, I don't need that. I have Batman for that. He's been my least favorite. It's like the one I connect with the least. And you're right, he's the most like Batman.
Yeah.
But it's the one I connect with the least.
And when I say he's most like Batman, I mean like his skills and
his skill levels. Like he's a really good detective and he's a good fighter.
Robin or Dick Grayson is most like Batman, where he's like, hey, look, better banger for information.
Yeah, but I think Dick isn't as good. I think Dick isn't as good That's not a cuss word, by the way. Dick is the name. Dick isn't as good when it comes to the detective work.
No.
I think he's a better fighter.
Yeah, he's a better
fighter.
fighter.
And he's way better at hitting on girls.
Yeah.
Like, Batman is a combination of all of the Robins.
Yeah.
But he's just good at everything. While... And he seems like he's good at picking up chicks without even trying.
Yeah, no, he's just like, so...
He's like, have you looked at me?
So, yeah, I was orphaned when I was little. They're like, oh, poor child, let me suck your dick. He's like, oh, well, okay.
He's like, well, we're here. I
guess.
got an appointment for another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that's all right. Let's get back to Game of Thrones. But, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But anyways, back to Game of Thrones. I think it's good. I think season 6 for me was, because there's a lot of, we should have just taken the season by season. Season 6, but it's too late because we have to rewatch them. OCD here. Season 6 for me was like a high and low. Like, it covered a lot of cool stuff, and then the next episode kind of dropped off a little bit. And the next episode covered a lot of stuff, and then it dropped off a little bit.
Season 6 was... I skipped a lot on that one.
Well, I think I liked it because it talked about the White Walkers, even though I don't think that's the way it's going to go down in the books.
I liked it because not the mountain.
Hodor?
Give a fuck about Hodor.
I will say, man, I felt bad about the Hodor thing. I felt bad. But I felt more bad about the wolf getting killed.
Yeah, the freaking Stark children lose their wolves like they're
I felt so bad, man, because at this point it's only ghosts left.
I was like, really, guys?
Oh, well, really? Ghosts didn't in Nymeria. Because Nymeria, apparently in the books, has like a giant herd of what are they called?
Direwolves?
Direwolves. They're like taking over towns and cities. And I guess the little girl, what's her name? Arya, has like dreams where she does that thing where she goes into their bodies, and like at night she'll like go hunt things and people and kill people.
Fuck.
Yeah, apparently like Nymeria is like baller status somewhere.
So, what was I gonna say? Season 6. That was the last season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, season 6 was good. That had some good stuff.
I feel
I
like
like season 5 because it had the Hound and what's her name, traveling.
Oh, Arya and the Hound.
Yeah, traveling.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I like their chemistry.
And then that where Captain Phasma came and fought the Hound, I was like, that's cool. Yeah, I can go with that. All right,
that was good. I like that.
And then Arya just left the Hound there. I was like, that's ruined everything.
That was a weird thing for me because I agree because she made a connection with him.
Yeah, and then she left him there.
But it was it's a weird thing because I don't know how I would react because she made a connection with him. He protected her. He took care of her. But at the same time, that was one of the guys that she felt like she needed to kill. Like she needed to get revenge on him because she had her list of people that she needed to kill. And she was like, I can't help you. But I'm going to... Did she stab him at the end? She did, right?
No, she didn't. She just walked away.
And he wanted her to kill her.
He was like, kill me. I'm one more person on your list because I'm going to die already.
Well, I think that was her way of like torturing him was not giving him what he wanted.
Yes, I was like, that was...
You know what, dude? You know what I love doing right now is like listening to all these theories that everybody has on Game of Thrones. Like, there's a whole bunch of them, right? But one of the ones I want to happen is that remember her sword trainer that they say he's actually a faceless man.
He might be. He's probably what's his name?
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, because he said like we cannot fear death because death comes from no one or something like that. Like, there's a lot of little things that they talked about. Where they connected with the faceless man, and he's from Bravos.
Yeah, he's from Bravos.
So that would be a cool theory because I want him like meet up with her again.
That's a good thing to talk about. You think that main dude? What's the main dude? Her friend, the main faceless
dude. Jaqen Hadar.
Yeah, you think Jaqen's the actual faceless god?
Like, I don't remember history, but I remember this.
Yeah, no, that could do. How do you find the square root of a triangle? Fuck if I know, but Jaqen Hadar.
I think, I think he is like the faceless guy, and he instills them with power.
Now, when he let her go and he kind of smiled, why do you think he smiled?
I don't know. That I don't know. I think one of two things. One, he's trying to harden her up because he realizes she needed to toughen up a little bit, and he realized he did that for her. But as a faceless man, he's not supposed to have human connections. So, I mean, it's possible that he feels like he did his thing, and he's going to just go get a whole bunch of bodies now from her. I don't know. I don't know what his intentions are. I don't know what his ultimate goal is.
I say he can still have no connection to her. He was like, "Oh, you're cool. I like you."
Yeah, I think he liked her from the beginning.
And then he was like, "You have potential to be one of us, so that's why I'm taking interest in you." And he's like, "Now, if you die or don't die, well then
that's up to you."
It's up to you, and it doesn't really involve me in any way.
Yeah, I do think though that he is like the faceless god, and I do think that he instills the power on people. and this is all me talking out of my ass, by the way. I do think he instills a power on people. I think my cussing is controlled. You know why? A little bit more. It's because I'm not focused on trying to make sure everything's functioning. I'm not focused on the camera. I'm not making sure that this is running all the time. Like I can take like breaths in between where my mind's relaxed. And back to my point, OCD here. I think he is the faceless God and he's instilling powers upon them. But because I think he's the only one, man. I think except for the Waith, which I don't think he was the Waith. I mean, he could have been, I suppose. But I think the original guy that he opens the door for, was it like a black guy? Mm-hmm. I think he was that guy. I think he was some of the people that were watching her while she was blind. Yeah. I think he's been a few people, and he might be the same guy. I mean, essentially, he doesn't have to be the same guy she saved at in the cart, but I think he is. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think he is many-faced God. Another theory that I really want to happen. Dang it, I lost it. This I don't want to happen, but there was this YouTube channel that talked about how it'll end, how the thing will end, and this is only speculation. But they're saying that the real bad guy of the show is actually the Lord of Light. Probably. And that what is happening is that he's been gathering power through all of the red witches and through all of the stuff that's happening. And the White Walkers aren't bad guys. What they are is that they feel that guy's gaining more power and they're building an army to fight that dude. And he's actually, I don't know. And then they keep kind of theorizing that Daenerys is going to align herself with the Lord of Light. And then Jon's going to have to align himself with the White Walkers and they're going to have to go to town. And there's also there's a whole bunch of crazy theories because in the books, I guess some people say that that there's actually ice dragons they're making up the wall. That's why the wall is always cold and it's so freaking big. That there's ice dragons in the wall. That's what keeps it up or whatever. All the magic, and apparently because there's references to ice dragons in the books. Interesting. And apparently ice dragons are like 10 times bigger than regular fire dragons. Interesting. But nobody ever has remains of them because they shatter like White Walkers.
Interesting. Okay, well, if that were true, then why wasn't that main White Walker been like, "Hey, John, I'm not here to fight you." Well, he was just like, "Come at me, motherfucker."
He's like, "Come here, dog. Let's get.
Come here. You want to go, homie? Well, let's go." Drop mics.
Maybe that's how White Walkers show hugs. They want to show. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think he threw a gang sign at him as he was going on the boat. That White Walker was just like, "What up?"
He's like, "Bloods
all day long."
I don't know, man. But you know what's funny? I saw a clip of some crazy theorist guy on YouTube, and he slowed down that scene because the fog comes in and there was all that like snow at the very corner of the edge. And look, dude, this could be anything, but at the very corner edge of the video. Like you stare real close and you zoom in, and it looks like in the fog there's like this dragon shaped thing that flies away. Fuck. Yeah, man, it's like pretty crazy.
if you close your eyes, you spin around 3 times, look at it in the dark, wink,
and you have about 13 shots in about a minute.
Yeah, you'll see this. You'll see it clearly.
Well, look, I prefaced it with that, dude. How long have we been talking? How long can you guess?
An hour.
Almost. Yeah, exactly. You thought we were gonna get a podcast in.
I mean, maybe, possibly. I do think that I know for a fact that the Lorelei is a real person, is a real god, because what's her name? The Red Witch had one time said.
I think Melisandre just doesn't know what the heck's going on.
No, she don't know what she's pretty. I mean, she's done some bad shit, but I think she's been more or less innocent in everything, because she doesn't know. She doesn't really know. Like what she's doing or who she's really working for. She thinks the Lorelei is like a good person or something. Yeah. But the Lorelei is an actual god that is there, because she said something and she was like, well, she said to Jon Snow, she's like, "Oh, if the Lord of Light wasn't a real person, then how the fuck did I bring you back, homie?" He was like, "Interesting." And then even when the Hound fought what are those? The thieves in that cave.
The thieves in the cave.
Yeah, what are they? The thieves of whatever.
Oh, the guys that walk around and they get resurrected.
Yeah.
The band Brotherhood of.
Well, yeah, Brotherhood
without
of
banners. Without
banners. There you go. That main
this
dude.
is why I can't remember history because Game of Thrones trivia is in my brain.
Because that one dude, the main dude, he can die, and the other dude brings him back, and he was like, and the Hound was like, I put this sword through you. How are you walking here?
So you think the Lord of Light is one of those guys?
And the dude with the eye patch was like, well, I don't know. He goes, I just bring him back. He goes, this is like the 8th time. And he's like, well, how do you do that? He's like, I don't know, Lord of Light, homie. He's like, if there wasn't the Lord of Light, then how am I bringing him back? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, well, it has to be something. You ain't getting the power out of a fucking tree.
Yeah, I think the more, what's funny too, the more seasons we have.
Now I'm saying fucking a lot.
Yeah, right? Who's cussing now?
Me.
That's right. I think the more that the seasons and the books progress, the more and more magic that's in the world.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that I feel like the show is just not going to cover. Like what happened to Gendry. There's jokes online about how Gendry's still like on his boat paddling. He's like in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, I don't know. He's going to come back one day. He'll come back with
yeah, well, they're saying
Walkers.
Gendry. There are a lot of theories. I've been doing a lot of theory video watching.
That's what you're doing when you're at work?
No. I'm just doing this all the time.
You're like at work.
So there's theories that Gendry will actually meet up with what's his name? The guy at the Citadel right now.
Oh, Tully.
Yeah, because Tully's gonna figure out how to make Valyrian steel. He's gonna find the recipe or whatever, and then he's gonna get together with that guy and start making some Valyrian steel to fight the White Walkers.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be the most useful Tully's ever been.
Yeah, well, dude, he was gangster. He stole that sword. He's like, my sword, dog. I'm going to get this when I die. I should have gotten this when I got to die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I there's a lot of theories. Like, I like the idea of the Faceless Man being the Braavosi sword fighter. I like that. I almost want Daenerys to, like, there's 2 ways it's going to happen. One, Daenerys is going to have to fight with Jon. Or she's going to team up with Jon against some shit.
Team up with Jon.
And either she's going to team up with Jon against the White Walkers, or she's going to team up with Jon against the what is it? The fire god guy. What is his name?
Lord of Light.
The Lord of Light. And so I don't know what's going to happen. But a little bit of me is like, dude, Daenerys just needs to marry Jon already. They're 2 of them are single.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Because the Targaryens have always had an incestuous...
When that happens, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to need to watch this real slow.
Slow vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Targaryen lineage has always been very incestuous. And so
Speaking of that,
it's not weird that
my other favorite is, what's his name? Jaime Lannister.
Jaime has grown on me. And you know what the difference is in you know what the difference in the the books and the movie with Jaime is that I guess in the books, from what I've heard, because I haven't read them, Jaime has separated himself a lot more with Cersei. Like, you know, in the beginning when he came back and he was like, oh, I still want to be with you. We should be together, blah, blah, blah.
They banged on top of the dead body?
Yeah, like around there, I think he started separating from her a lot more and really not liking her.
I saw that, like, in there. Like, it seemed like he wanted to separate, but then it also seemed like they were like, no,
yeah, they made up. Yeah, they made up again. And I was like, what?
Yeah, it seems, I don't know if that was some kind of not decisive writing there or what exactly, but whatever.
Yeah, a little bit of me almost wants him to end up with freaking
Captain Phasma.
Captain Phasma.
That was a good season. Where did they get together? Season 2 or season 2 and 3,
something
3 and 4,
like
whatever. That was a good thing.
Dude, is Monkey King Pop an exclusive for the China?
Yeah.
Man, that's a badass one.
See.
It's not painted, but it's just white for some reason.
Yeah.
And what's that Oni looking one over here?
This one? Astro Boy?
Astro Boy, what the heck? No, this one.
I have no idea.
This like demon, like Oni looking one.
I don't know.
This is why I don't pick up my phone while we're doing
I ain't
podcasts.
trying to get any of those demon looking ones. I want lightning to hit those and then it comes to life and eats me.
Looks like a Japanese
I want that
Oni
Beerus,
mask.
man.
I want that Monkey King.
No,
what the hell?
I want that Beerus.
Why does that girl look like Bulma? She's from Secret Base? Anyways, and put my phone down.
And yeah, Jaime.
Yeah,
Jaime's
Jaime's grown on me a lot, but I think Jaime and that's another thing that you like about that show. The characters like grow. Like you see a lot of growth in the characters, and Jaime's grown up a lot from the dude that like at the beginning he was like the douchebag Disney character.
Yeah, kind of, and then really he has he changed that much, or did he?
Yeah, he's grown a lot.
Or did he just explain his position? And you're like, oh, because when he was talking to the mom Stark, whatever her name is,
Lady Stark.
Yeah, Lady Stark. He was like, why do you guys hate on me? You guys call me the Kingslayer, and you say I don't go by an oath. and I don't have honor. He goes, the problem is I don't have your honor, so therefore you think, and I don't have your oath, so therefore you think I don't have any. He goes, really, who's just as bad, or you're just as bad as me. See, the only problem is I own up to it, and you guys hide behind it.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, you're not wrong.
No, I think he had a good point. And you know what, man? A little bit of me knows why HBO went from this story forward, because it is a more... it's like they did the Lord of the Rings instead of doing the Hobbit first, right? But that's when people are now hooked and want to see the Hobbit. But I wish they would have explained some of the earlier stuff and the stuff that people, unless they get into the lore, don't get. Like what's going on, what happened with Rhaegar, and what happened with...
Nobody cares.
Dude, it's just as good as Game of Thrones. You're salty as fuck real quick when you like don't even realize the story behind it. Like that stuff is really interesting and important too.
When it's all over, they'll probably go back and do.
Yeah, they're going to. But the problem is that like now you'd have to go back, watch that, and then now go rewatch Game of Thrones and be like, oh, that's what they were referencing in that one random ass comment that apparently really is a big deal, but they didn't make a big deal out of it because they didn't explain it the first time around.
I don't know if I'll watch all of Game of Thrones again.
It's not. I mean, I'd do it only because it's only 10 episodes. It's not like I would never rewatch Robotech. I just finished watching that, and the first season was nearly 35 episodes.
How long is each episode?
I don't know. 30 minutes.
Fuck. It's
a
long time.
Yeah, it is. And Game of Thrones actually ends up being like 40 minutes after you take out the intro, outro, and commentaries and whatever.
Yeah, my favorite scene in that is still when Captain Phasma's gonna leave and Jaime gives her his sword and they just stare at each other.
Yeah, that's a good one. To me, it's just kind of like, for me, it's like who can melt that steel? Who'd you guys find that can melt that steel and make two swords out of that?
Hey, I try not to,
think about it
go
too
over
much.
Details. But
yeah, hey. So that's to me it's just like, geez, like really? So I don't know.
On the new season, Xerxes gonna go crazy and fight those weird Indian chicks, those Hindu chicks.
Well, they're teaming up with Daenerys. I didn't catch this either, but I've been watching some of these wrap-up videos. And the boats at the very end, where Varys just magically teleports.
Yeah, that dude might be a faceless man, too, because he's everywhere.
Well,
he just teleports.
The theories is that guy is a
warlock.
Some people think he's a mermaid. That's a thing in Game of Thrones they don't talk about. There's a lot of shit in the books in the books that they don't talk about in the show. But
if he was a mermaid, how was he walking in dry desert land?
Well, I think in that show they have
desert-ass mermaid.
They have an ability to like the Little Mermaid, how she got the powers to get legs. Well, I think they can do that shit because I guess there's references in the book where his room doesn't have a bed, and every single time you see him, there's like water nearby. Like in that, you remember that scene in the beginning where Arya find herself chasing that cat, and she's like in the middle of like nowhere in the castle, and she's like there's dragon bones down there, and it was this place that wasn't really easy to get to. And Varys is with that guy who took care of Daenerys and her brother in the beginning. Yeah. In the books it talks a lot about how that's like leads to like a passageway in the river or whatever. And that guy was like on the other side of Essos when he was with Daenerys' brother and Daenerys on the other side of the world. And that guy was like in the castle with Varys in the beginning. And then there's also references how they say that when in the books, I guess, when Varys is walking, he doesn't have footsteps. Like he walks so carefully that you can't hear him walk. He has a weird gait to him.
Littlefinger said something about that.
Yeah, and that's another reason maybe why he doesn't have a dick.
My other two favorite characters, Littlefinger and Varys.
I don't like Littlefinger. I'll punch Littlefinger in the face.
Littlefinger's best.
Go see him. I think one of my favorites is definitely Tyrion. Tyrion's definitely up there. I like Tyrion a lot. I like the growth that Daenerys has done from like that young girl who didn't know anything and now being like this boss chick who's just like killing people. Like she, I think, accepted the Targaryen, but also the Dothraki way like very well. She just grew up so much and became more like of her own person. I think Jaime grew on me a lot. In the beginning, I did not like Jaime. I still like Ned. I like Ned still. Felt bad for him, but and I'll say it now because I want this on the record. I feel like in the end, Arya is gonna kill Jon, or Jon is gonna kill Arya. No. I feel like Arya's gonna be dressed up as somebody, and he's gonna like kill her, dude. You know why I say this? Because J.J.R. Martin likes to fuck with us, and he like Mike's making twisted things happen, and him and Arya were so close that it makes sense that she would be like in a faceless man thing. He wouldn't know he'd kill her, and then he'd find out it was her. But then Sansa would be okay somewhere in the middle of nowhere, taking over everything. Because Sansa's so unliked, but if she keeps surviving everything, but poor little Arya keeps getting destroyed.
Yeah. Sansa's gonna go with Littlefinger, and they're gonna rule the Vale.
No, I hope Littlefinger gets killed. I hope a sword goes up his ass.
He's not gonna die. Yeah. Him and Varys gonna be the only survivors.
No, I don't think Varys will survive.
They're all gonna survive.
Varys. Well, you know what's really interesting in the book? In the book, you know when the Mountain goes in and kills the kids of. So Rhaegar, who was Daenerys' brother, is married to a chick that came from the Sand Snakes place, and they had 2 kids. And Rhaegar, dude, for me, is one of the most interesting characters they're not even touching in the movie or in the show. He is so fascinating, like not just his story, but his intentions and the reasoning why he's doing things. And that's another story for another day. But he had 2 kids, and when they killed the king, and the Mountain was gonna go kill him and his kids, they say that there's a secret situation happened where they switched the baby, the male heir, and the male heir was sent off into somewhere else, and the male heir supposedly is what Varys' true plan is because he's trying to make him the king, and Varys I think is aligned with. Another thing that they don't even touch about, there's so much in the books they don't talk about in the show, and there's a separate section of Targaryens that have a inverted logo. So instead of being a red dragon and a black background, it's a black background. No, a black dragon and a red background, and they're called I can't remember the name of them, but they're a different branch Targaryens that somewhere in the lineage they went against. Long story. But long story short, I think they want Blackfyre. They're called Blackfyre, and they want them in power. And I think that's Varys' ultimate plan. But they're not going to touch it in the show because they're not going to go back and redo all that. But why did I bring that up? Anyways, so I think that's another fascinating thing they're not touching on. The Lady Stoneheart thing's another fascinating thing they're not talking about. They're not going to bring up probably in the last 2 seasons.
Summer next year, man, you get the new season.
Can't come soon enough, man. Overall, I think
7 episodes.
I think we probably covered this enough. We've got an hour and 10 minutes already.
There you go.
Yeah. So I think overall it's a really good show. We'll have to do another podcast about stuff we're watching because that's what this one was supposed to be. But it turned out Game of Thrones.
All right. Out of all the shows you watched, where do you rank Game of Thrones?
Like top 2 or 3. Dude, look, I'm a big fan of the traditional storytelling, like Lord of the Rings, but this I don't know what J.J.R. Martin's process is. I don't know if he has like a team that's helping him keep all of these details together, because I can't imagine somebody doing this on their own. Like I look at Toriyama. Toriyama has like 20, 30 years worth of Dragon Ball Z, and every time he does an interview, he says something that counteracts something that's part of canon. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this guy has to have something that's helping him, or somebody that's helping him keep it all together, because there's so many intricacies of this story, and so many. It's not like one character. It's like 13 Bilbo Baggins that are really you're following. Mm-hmm. And all of these people have different intentions, different things going on in the background. And then he's doing these references where like you're like, well, is this guy a faceless man? And he was in the first season. He's like, it's all very, very well written. So I think I that's what I'm into. I'm into really good storytelling. That's why I love RPGs so much, because they're really good storytelling. They're too long games for me to play right now. But I think it's top 3. I think in TV shows. I gotta really think about all the shows that I've watched that I really like, that I gotta watch, like adult shows. I'm not gonna count like Dragon Ball Z kind of stuff. Why? What do you rank it?
Maybe in the top 20.
See, the problem is that you binge watch it, but in trying to catch up, you didn't really give yourself enough time to watch it. Like you skipped a lot of shit.
I only skipped.
You skipped a lot of shit.
Anything that had to do with the Stark family.
Okay, that's like the main family of the show.
Just smaller children.
Yeah, you fucked up. You
I don't think they're not important. Nothing happens. They all die anyways. Especially Hodor. Poor Hodor.
I felt bad for Hodor. But I still think Brandon... That theory that Brandon is... I told you about that one, right? How they think Brandon is every Brandon in history.
Yeah, that's some Flashpoint paradox shit there.
Yeah, it really is. Because literally, he could have been Brand the Builder that started the process of building the fucking wall. And he's probably going to be the reason it comes down. Ooh, what if what if the White Walkers in the Lord of Light just meet at the wall and shit, and it just comes down? And all of a sudden, the little White Walker there has like a giant dragon. And they just go dragons against ice dragons. You know what I'm saying? It's just giant apocalyptic dragon orgy.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely one of my top 3. I mean, when we're talking about TV shows, like high drama TV, that's what I'm categorizing this as. Yeah. Like, I love Spartacus. But I think Spartacus just hits that like 300 feel for me. Like that manly shit. You know, that's a folder in my head, manly shit. And just Spartacus is right there nestled, cuddled with 300.
Spartacus, the first 2 seasons, 3 seasons were good.
Yeah. Dude, I even like Gannicus. I think I like Gannicus because he's so freaking cocky. He's like the Conor McGregor, but he actually backs it up.
Yeah.
He dies so horribly. I feel bad for that guy.
But the last one's a little
the last one's rough, but, you know, it's Spartacus. What do you think is going to happen? This historical retelling, kind of.
I thought he would die with honor like he did in history, but hey, fuck it.
What other shows have I watched? Really, I like shows like I liked House a lot, but that's not like the same situation for me. Like, it's not super high drama like this. It's a little drama. It's more like interesting, like especially towards later seasons where shit starts hitting the fan. But I don't categorize it as the same style of show. Like, I can't put Game of Thrones in the same ranking style as like Dragon Ball Z. It's not the same thing. It's like saying, I really want an apple pie, but all they had was pumpkin, so I guess I'll just eat this.
It's the same thing. That's the same thing.
Fine. I'll rephrase that. It's like wanting apple pie, but getting a pie of shit. How about that?
There you go.
Getting a heaping pile of dog shit.
Still a pie.
Yeah, so I think it is definitely my top 3, I think, for sure. Because I love the storytelling, man. Like, when I was young, I loved writing. And I think I'm envious of people that have this ability to write.
I'm going to put it somewhere in between 11 and 20.
Besides Fringe, what's your number 1?
Fringe is always
Besides
number 1.
Fringe.
Number 2, Justified.
I have to watch that too.
Then 3 is maybe Supernatural. They brought it back. Supernatural's good. 4, probably Sons of Anarchy. Season 1 through 4. After that, don't watch it.
But see, that's not me. See, you can't tell me that.
What?
You can't tell me, watch this and just don't watch it. Because for me, I'm about the storytelling.
Well, then finish the whole thing. The whole thing will make sense.
But that's my thing. Like, I need to finish it. Because if you tell me, like, only stop it there, like, I'm like, Like, that's my perfect point for The Sopranos. Like, people are so pissed off at the end of The Sopranos. And, like, I get it. I get what they're trying to go for. It's a little too fucking artsy what they're trying to go for. Mm-hmm. But to me, like, I need to see the finale. Like, that's another reason why I was so pissed, by the way, still pissed about this, that they ended season 5 of Angel the way they did. Still pissed off about this.
Angel was good.
Still pissed off. I'm looking at the DVDs right now. Still pissed off about this. I think that needed a proper ending, and that's why I started trying to buy the comic books, but those things are still going. You know that?
Yeah, they're still going.
Yeah, I can't do that. I want an ending. I want to finish something.
Never.
Anyways, so I think we're going to have to end it soon, dude, because it's an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah.
Burn Notice was good.
What?
Burn Notice? You never seen Burn Notice?
No.
You've never seen Burn Notice?
No.
Fuck, man. What do you watch?
Apparently Robotech from the 1980s and Thundercats from the 1980s.
We're going to have to do one for actual series and then actual cartoon series.
I think, dude, you know what I love about 80s cartoons is that they were like educational, like they were teaching you morals and like life lessons. And now my brain melts when I watch SpongeBob.
I can't watch them. I've never put on an episode of SpongeBob.
I haven't either, but I've known people who watch it. I'm in the room with them, and it's just like, why do you want to let your kids watch this? So I can't fathom my children ever opening a lunchbox, a SpongeBob show and popping it in the DVD. But anyways, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna have to cut it off here. It's an hour and 15 minutes of us literally talking about random updates and Game of Thrones. I could do like 4 podcasts about Game of Thrones. I wish you would have slowed down on Game of Thrones and then taken it season by season, and we've done season wrap-ups for Game of Thrones. Like sit down and talk about each Game of Thrones season.
We can sit down and talk about it.
No, because now I got to rewatch it too, and I don't know.
You don't remember it?
No, man. I like the intricacies. It's like when I put a good piece of like steak in my mouth, and then I like to just sit there.
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
I know, I had to clean it up. So I like when I'm tasting like the nice charred outside, and then making sure the nice center is tender, maybe like medium well done. I'm not reading that right now because I'm gonna get lose my joke here. And it's nice medium well done meat, and it's nice and juicy, well flavored. You got some new good spices in there, so good that your mouth waters. I like to percolate that taste in my mouth, and that's what I like to do with shows. I like to watch them, study them, and look at them and say, man, this is good writing. Oh, by the way, I'm going to end this podcast with this. I tried watching Kill Bill. I watched the first movie. I'm now just started the second movie. I'm not impressed with your performance.
It's okay.
I'm not impressed with that performance. The only thing that impresses me about Kill Bill is the fact that it probably took months of filming, because when she's doing those fight scenes against all those guys, there's like a scene from this side looking at you, a scene from the right, she's jumping, there's an overhead scene, she's dropping down, you see her set up again, it's her face again, the guy looks at her and there's a scene of him looking at her, he turns around, he cocks his sword back, and she's like, oh, and then they start, and then it's the whole action sequence on us. I'm like, I can't believe this scene alone must have taken like 30 takes.
Probably.
I am astonished by that. But the movie seems like it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's a funny movie. It's an intense movie. It's got an animation portion of it. There's some like secret black and white foreshadowing storytelling going on. You're trying to piece what happened in the past with her, but yet what her intentions are in the future. Why is she driving a van that says pussy wagon? What the fuck is going on? Like, it's got too much going on, and it constantly throughout this movie reminds me that I'm watching a movie. I like to get in there and like go deep and forget I'm watching a movie and put myself in these situations and these characters, and I cannot do that with cartoons going into black and white sequences to going into like
Tarantino got the weird art style.
I don't get it. I don't get what the hype is.
You got to be into Tarantino movies.
I guess I honestly tried giving it an honest, open a review of it or open-minded viewing of it, and I can't do it. I'm gonna finish it because now I got to know what happens and why David Carradine, the guy from Kung Fu, is apparently a bad guy. But like, I almost think this is a continuation of Kung Fu. But I'm like, I can't get into it.
Didn't it explain everything in the first one?
No.
It's been years since I've seen both of them.
It doesn't.
I'll just tell you right now.
No, don't, because I'm almost done with the second one.
So one day an alien came.
No, shut up. Anyways. Long story short, I can't get into it, and people talk about that like it's the coming of Christ worth of movies, and it's not good. It's not good. It's not good storytelling. It's good cinematography. That's the only thing it excels in. But it's like, to me, the cinematography is the equivalent of Bruce Lee's what's that movie where he's in the mirror room and there's mirrors all over?
Enter the Dragon.
It's the equivalent of Enter the Dragon on crack cocaine with a little bit of meth in it.
That's how Tarantino movies are. That's his style of movie.
I appreciate all the cutscenes and like the YouTube style, like chop 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 chop, right? But I don't appreciate the fact that I'm watching this girl kill this girl in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden she's going in the pussy wagon, and then she's doing this, and there's a black and white scene of how she got beat up, and then there's also like an anime. I
don't remember the cartoon part.
There's a cartoon retelling of Lucy Liu and how she became like this girl and how her caretakers were killed, and it was like animation. I'm like, what is it? What am I watching? Anyways, I'm done bitching. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Any final words on nearly an hour and a half podcast, dude? And you thought we weren't going to have enough content?
No, I think we can go on for more.
Yeah, we probably will. Oh, dang. I think, how late is it? Anyways. Yeah, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys like these podcasts, hit that like button below. Say what's up below. Let me know what you're here, why, what brought you here, how you got here. And also, if you want more movie-related podcasts, post them down below. Oh, and thumbs up for me not cussing as much as I normally do. Holler at your boy. Any last words, dude?
No, not really. Probably good.
Well, there we go.